guys, Coach Becca here. Welcome to my next video. Today we're going to be doing a functional workout with just one dumbbell. The weight that you choose is up to you. Mine is 8 pounds, so that could just mean you could use 10, 12, 15, 5, 2, whatever. Just take into account how your body's feeling for today. We're going to be doing a lot of single leg, single arm type stuff. And the reason for that being is that we want to improve our stability and our core strength. And when we use one weight, helps with all those things, especially when we're working on one side versus another. So without further ado, let's get into it. In context of training, since I'm a coach and I give these videos to my remote athletes, this is a great workout to do any day of the week. There's no context needed. You could do this after a swim, after a run, after a ride. If you're not a triathlete, you could do this just as part of your regular functional strength training routine in addition to cardio. So plan for a 20 to 25 minute workout, and we're going to start with a warm-up, a dynamic warm-up. A mat is recommended, but that's just because I'm outside. You could also be doing this on a soft surface at home. So we'll take a big step forward. Okay, and we're gonna do this. I'm doing this barefoot. If you have any injuries to your toe joint or any limited mobility in the toes, shoes might help you here. But I'm specifically doing this movement as a runner to improve my big toe mobility and improve the ankle, knee, hip, toe joints. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this warm up, because it could be uncomfortable for some. So big step forward, and what you're gonna do is start with your heel pressed down. You'll probably feel a nice calf stretch there, as well as a hip stretch here. And then you're just gonna drop your knee in, almost like you're doing a lunge, and then press your heel back. And we're gonna do this about 10 times per side. So you're kind of getting that nice stretch in the toes. And if that's just too much for you in shoes, you can just kind of do a nice little stagnant lunge. Make this kind of your own toe, ankle, calf, knee, hip stretch. For the first 3 to 5 minutes of any strength workout, I just like to check in with my body, because I am an endurance athlete and I need to know how my body's feeling on a day-to-day basis, because that's going to change. That's also why today, if anything doesn't feel right for you, you should just scale it back, or I'll try to show as many adaptations as I can to help you make good decisions for your body. All right, let's do one more. Nice. And I just feel like that's a nice, just kind of all around opener there. I've been trying to do this one a little bit more lately. When my toes are injured though, because I have had toe injuries, I can't do this movement at all. So I have, now that we're working on the other side, I do have hammer toes on both sides. So for me, working in mobility is really, really important. But there are some times where I just can't do it because my toes are really messed up from running out of the water barefoot or just a lot of miles. So just know that you should make adaptations. That's the only reason why I'm telling you this story, is you should make adaptations when necessary. So again, bending the knee, bending the toes as you can, and then pressing that heel back, pressing those hips forward, getting a sense of how your knee is. Sometimes people get really symptomatic knees when they're running a lot or training a lot, or sometimes people have really tight hips if they're sitting a lot. So just checking in. Let's do 2 more on this side. Awesome. Great. Okay, next we're going to be doing a progression, a split stance progression. So this is great for people that are just starting to exercise, or maybe people that are in their later stages of life that don't have great stability but still want to work on improving stability. Again, I've worked with people all the way up into their late 90s, so they still need to work on their balance, but they obviously can't do super advanced things. The same can be true for athletes that are training a lot or training really heavily. Their balance maybe isn't so great, but that doesn't mean we don't work on it, and it also doesn't mean we force these more advanced balance exercises when we're really tired, because that's only gonna, kind of like you're losing form. So that being said, all stages of athletes and people can benefit from this, and again, make a decision based on how you're feeling. So split stance position, feet about a foot apart. You're gonna keep both feet on the ground, hinge at your hips, check in with your hamstrings, stand back up. And we're going to do 5 of these, and then if you're feeling like you have good stability today, we're going to progress that, okay? This is especially beneficial to do after like a really, really long run, and you just don't have that stability after all that pounding. This is still a very run-specific, even bike-specific kind of movement setup. Because again, you're not going to have great balance after a long run. You're just not. Okay, so either leave it here if this is where you're at for today, or take it into a full-fledged single leg balance. You could sweep it through if you'd like, but we'll do a few more like this. And again, if you're really tired and you're just wobbling around everywhere, like, you know, that's not what we want. So just regress it if you need to. Let's do 2 more, whatever version you're on. And this is good for ankle, knee, and hip stability, as well as hip mobility. Okay, same thing on the other side. Again, about shoulder width apart, 1 foot in front of the other by about a foot. And you're gonna hinge at your hips, soften your knees, check in with how this side is feeling. I, like many people, have one side that's a little weaker than another, gets a little tighter than another, so sometimes the balance is a little worse. So I need to do the regressed version on one side, and I can do the advanced version on the other. Just an example. All right, let's try the full thing, see how that goes. Nice one to kind of get your breathing tied into for the workout. Check in with maybe your core. Kind of see how that trunk is engaging as you go to balance. That connection from the shoulders down to the legs, that's so important. Let's do 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Nice job. Awesome. All right, so let's try some of the movements that I planned for today with weight. All right, so being functional, we want to incorporate activities of daily life to help us prevent injuries, and also exercises for me and my athletes specifically that are going to help us with endurance sports. And that involves working in different planes of movement, like the lateral plane of movement. So we're going to do 2 sets of these. You're going to get a big step to the side, squat to your left side, keep the inside leg, or I guess that's opposite for you watching. So my right leg straight, drop the weight down. I do want you to use a light enough weight where you can go all the way to the floor if possible. Step together, shoulder press, single arm shoulder press at the top. And we're gonna do 10. There's 1, 2. You can do your shoulder press however you want, straight up. 3, you can rotate it to the side like so. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Obviously good for the legs, good for the shoulders. Here we go, other side. We'll do 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. We'll do a second set of those, but I'm going to introduce our second. We're going to do a lot of supersets today, so we'll do kind of back and forth between 2 movements. We're going to do a kneeling or a full renegade row. So kneeling, you wouldn't be on all fours here. You'd be in a plank position just to engage the core a little bit more. Okay, that's important because a lot of times I'll see this. Not a bad movement, just a little less core than this. So you'll be pulling up or feet mat width. I actually like to go a little wider than that because I don't like my hips to open up on this. And we're going to do 10 per side for the core and arms. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Try to keep both hip bones facing the floor instead of opening up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rolling that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. All right, let's run through those again. Now you're an expert, you know what to do. Here we go. Side lunge, shoulder press. 1, big side lunge. 2, stretch it out. Work those adductors, work those quads, work those shoulders. Nice smooth pace. Not slow, not fast. It's It's also just getting to be really nice weather here where we're at, so thankful to be outside. 2 more. Nice breeze that smells like spring and summer. Good, other side. 10 on this side now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Renegade rows, you could do it kneeling like I showed before, or full. Again, I like to spread my feet out even wider than the mat. Keep those hips down, squeeze the tush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There you go, nice job. Good core, good arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. All right, we're gonna kind of shadow that movement that we did in our warm-up, the split stance position. Okay, so this is kind of where we're gonna start in our next superset. We're actually gonna be working our triceps, but our bottom half is gonna be working on stability, okay? So, just like in the warm-up, you're gonna hinge, pull the elbow up, and we're gonna do a single arm split stance tricep kick back. Now, if in the warm-up you did really great with the advanced version, you could try this single leg. But what I don't want is all these wobbles, like, you know, if it feels like you're doing a dance move, just regress it and work the muscle intention, which is our triceps here, okay? So I'm gonna show the first portion of these in the split stance, and then if you wanna advance it, you can do it from the beginning if you'd like. You should know that based on doing the warm-up. So either split stance or single leg, triceps extensions. We're gonna be doing 10 per side. Again, you start with that elbow up. All the movement here happens at the elbow joint. You can use the other hand to balance if you'd like. Push that tush back so that your lower back's not curved. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you wanna do it advanced, it looks like so. 5, which you might already be doing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. For my swimmers out there, I feel like it's a really swim-specific movement. All right, and then for runners, this obviously helps a lot with running. Cyclists, you're also kind of we could get into that if we want to, but I won't. I'll just show you from this side. Here we go. Now I'm going downhill a little bit, but that's fine. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You can advance it if you'd like. 4, 3. You could do them all advanced, half and half. It's your workout. Nice job. All right, and then our next movement, we're gonna do a nice wide plie squat, and we're gonna hold the weight like a goblet. This weight isn't super light, super heavy. And so if you're somebody where it's like, wow, I come from a gym background and I'm only using one weight, well, that's great. And we should be working on building our muscle strength. But anyone in the endurance world knows you have to think about what's coming up for you. And I don't want you to be so sore tomorrow that you can't execute your swim, bike, run, workout, whatever. And for people that are just getting into exercise, I want you to retain daily movement. So I don't want you working at a weight that's gonna make you super sore. I want you working at a weight that's gonna strengthen your quads, but not gonna destroy you. That's the purpose of today. And we're gonna do 15 of these, a little bit more than the other repetitions. So forgive me for stopping to explain that. Eye roll for those of you that already know, but I have to say it. Okay, toes pointed towards either the corner of your room or the corners of your mat, and I'm standing wider than shoulder width apart. Okay, so we're gonna do 15 goblet squats. There's 1, 2, and I like goblet squats for a number of reasons, but for today really just kind of helps me keep really good posture. I like the way wide squats, sumo squats, plie squats, whatever you want to call them, I like the way that those feel in my hips and my quads. So that's why we're doing them today. All right, we're gonna do 6 more, 5 more, sit nice and low, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And notice that I'm trying to go back and forth between like a core arm exercise and a leg exercise. That way things can rest. We can have good technique. All right, I'm gonna do the whole set if I can. Single leg, but you can choose the split stance. We're gonna do our second set of triceps, 10 per side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep that elbow up, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. I'm right on the edge of that. Here we go, other side. 10, I need to stop talking and giving cues, that distracts me like I am right now. 6, 5, 4, this knee can be soft, 3, 2, and 1, very good. All right, plie squats. Nice wide feet, toes pointed out, holding the weight at the chest, sitting low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Great. All right, next set, my favorite movement. This will be our last set. Half kneeling rotational chops. I'll actually show you this just from the front because I know I have the space for that. So, kneeling down on the ground. I can't kneel without a mat because I was an idiot and was pulled behind a four-wheeler on a snowboard and I hit cement, smack onto my knees. So make sure you put something under your knees if you're old and injured like I am. All right, so this is my right knee. If you're mirroring me, it'd be your left knee. You're gonna bring the weight from the bottom hip, the knee that's down, up over the shoulder of the knee that's forward. 10 per side. Here we go. Let's work our rotational core. 1. Keep the arms straight. 2. Turn those shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. I said that at a really weird time, mid-movement, so my apologies. Okay, other side. Here we go. Rotational work, really important. I think the most from an injury prevention standpoint, because I feel like a lot of people get hurt doing something rotational. It's also really great for swimmers. I think runners rotate a lot. Obviously, it's good for the obliques. And we're rotating a lot through the spine here, but working the core, even working the arms here in a multiplanar movement, keeping those arms straight. Let's do one more. Great job. All right, we will do a second set of those, but I want you to come to the mat. Like I said, we're doing lots of single arm, single leg stuff today. Next one you don't even need the weight for. You're going to do a single leg bridge up, one leg straight up, press the hips up, 10 per side, works your butt, great hip extension movement, great for your core. Here we go. 10, 9, drive those hips up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Switch sides. For my cyclists out there, I feel like this is a great movement for you for a number of reasons, but anytime you go to get out of that saddle, explode out of the saddle, I feel like this hip extension type movement comes into play and you don't need any equipment to do it. It's also great lower back injury prevention exercise. I love hip ups. One more. Everyone should do hip ups every day. No, that's dramatic, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, one more set of each and then we're done. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, good job, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Single leg bridges. Last set. Whoop, whoop. Pop one leg up towards the sky. Drive those hips, cinch that core together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. If you're a swimmer that starts from the blocks, I also feel like this can be a nice movement for you. Different directional, of course, but similar muscle movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Perfect. Right at the 20-minute mark as promised. All right, guys, 3 sets, 2 times through every movement, total body, single leg, single arm stuff, always just one weight. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if there's other workouts or other focuses that you guys want. Otherwise, I just throw up whatever workout I feel like for the week, and that's fine too. All right, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Stay healthy.